making a run at it, aren't you? Rolling up a stake and going to Vegas.
Welcome to the #1 poker radio show in the world. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
1 full hour of poker news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises. Now let's bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
All right, everybody, we are back. Another day here at the World Series of Poker. A lot going on. Players are just headed out for their break here. Packed house here at the World Series of Poker. A lot of excitement, a lot of controversy. Oh my goodness, it's been a heck of a day. Already, we didn't even start the show yet. Not everybody headed out here right now. Take a little 20-minute siesta, and we're going to break down everything that's going on here at the World Series of Poker and so much more. What a day it's been. Boy, did I start something on Twitter. Holy buckets. Interesting stuff. Kind of talked about it last night's show. I guess we'll get into it a little bit more today, but we'll save that for later. As, of course, a lot going on with some ton of bracelets being given out. And a big story we want to follow up on with situation with GPI and good friend of the show, Aaron Massey. We're going to hit that one as well, along with, of course, a little more in-depth coverage on Brian Hastings. Breaking through yesterday, winning a World Series bracelet and picking up a lot of money for himself in the process. So pretty good, pretty interesting day, and another one to come here at the WSOP. So let's get right into it as we'll take a look at what happened yesterday and what's going on right now. Event number 25, and this was a stunner. Absolute stunner as Jeffrey Tomlinson, a 51-year-old high school football coach, dumps some of the best players in the world. Pierre Milan, Dominic Nitschke, Jonathan Jaffe, Jonathan Little, Anthony Zeno, Dan O'Brien, all on this final table. And the coach takes it down as he wins event number 25, the $5,000 No Limit Hold'em 8-handed tournament in a stunning win, beating up one of the best final tables that we've seen at the World Series so far this year. So, congratulations to Jeffrey Tomlinson winning event number 25. Event number 26, the Pot Limit Omaha tournament, $1,000 buy-in on that. And that one goes to Aaron Wallace. Wallace knocks off Marco Newman. And winning that event, Noah Merritt finishing third. Yaron Chanier finishing fourth. Daniel Zach in fifth. Chase Steele sixth. Balaz Samadi in seventh. Curtis Krushelniski in eighth. And Thomas Kearney in ninth on that final table. On event number 27, it's hard to believe we're so far into this, and that is the one that a lot of people are talking about, is Brian Hastings. Makes good on a lot of bets, and we'll break that down a little bit more as he beats Scott Clements, Dan Kelly, Chris George on that final table to win the 10K 7-card stud championship, and that was a dominant performance. Just nobody could touch Brian that whole final table as he rolled it to win a World Series bracelet and take down event number 27. Event number 28, the Monster Stack, has hit its day two, so a lot of players here for that. In fact, they are the ones taking the break at the moment. Started the day off with 1,629 players coming out of that one. And at the moment, Michael Wimberly leading the way with 300,000 chips. Nick Mamone out of Rutherfordton, North Carolina, 240,200. Kirill Radzevnow out of Belarus at 225. Alan Barry towards the top of the board at 215. Rick Basham, 206. Ruth Hall, 203. Scott Scheisser, 200. Andy Black towards the top of the board. Good to see his name there. It's a guy who, of course, made the WSOP final table a while back and had a rough time of it, but he is now in the mix here in the Monster Stack early on. Chi Trong also there, and Kevin Kung. Vanessa Selbst also towards the top of that board. Samuel Knowles, Ben Zamani back in this course, already won a bracelet here in this World Series. Thomas Buttshammer listed in 20th at this point. Joe Sorokin there as well. Joseph Chung, Hoyt Corkins, Brock Parker, Eugene Catchloff. A lot of great names still fighting it out in the monster stack. And just taking a look at that prize pool, by the way. Right now, the winner is going to be getting $1,286,942. It's a big prize on the line on that one. Second, $796, $834. Third place, $594, $397. And the whole final table is going to be getting a six-figure score on this thing. So pretty big day for these guys as they try to weave their way through day 2 this afternoon, paying down to $720. So kind of iffy if we're going to get there by the end of the day. I would say it's a pretty good shot. But it'll be close. But 720 players getting paid in the monster stack. Event number 29, and that is the $10,000 limit deuce to 7 draw low ball championship, and 32 players left out of the 77 entries so far today. Nick Schulman out in front, and boy, that'll be a great win for Nick Schulman. He can pick up another bracelet here, $229,000, and has jumped out on the field. Dan Smith at 121.9, Sean Deeb at 121.2, Sir Watts Mike Watson at 114, John Turner at 113. Mike Gorodinsky, who was a man who lost Phil Hellmuth heads up for Phil's 14th bracelet, back in the mix here at 105,400. Vyacheslav Zukov at 101. Jorrit Van Hoof, Paul Volpe also in there. Ben Yu towards the top of the board there too, along with guys like Joe Cassidy, Eric Seidel, Bernard Lee, Phil Galfond, Rep Porter, Jeff Lissandro, Robert Mizraki. Just a loaded group. Mike Leah, Mac Lance, Bill Baxter, Huck Seed, Mike Waddle, Brian Hastings back in the mix here. Was a little bit short stacked on this one. And Elia Lesnar also among your notables there in event number 29. Kicking off today, event number 30, $1,000 no limit hold'em tournament going on. Actually, I think those guys might be the ones that are on break. 1,526 entries listed right now. And early leader, very early, Scott Eskenazi, listed at 12,750. So, yeah, he's, of course, a lot of big names in that one. Men win, Dominic Nitschke back, Eddie Sabat, Dutch Boyd, John Gale, Scott Davies, Lon Schwartz, Mike Dentale, Matt Stout, Joe Kuther, Kevin O'Donnell, Greg Raymer, Shannon Shore, Eddie Blumenthal, Ari Engel, and Anthony Spinella, all in that tournament, but obviously still a long way to go. Also kicking off today, event number 31, that is the $3,000 pot limit Omaha high-low 8 or better. That'll be starting off later on this afternoon. We'll be looking forward to that one. Always a pretty interesting event. And then some other events coming up this week. Actually, we'll get to this a little bit, but I want to get into Brian Hastings' win, as Brian, of course, made a ton of prop bets on this World Series. Brian had made it very clear that he had been working so hard on his game, and then decided to put a lot of prop bets out on this. Looking for bracelet wins. I rumor has he may have some player of the year bets out there too, but Hastings wins big as he takes down that 7-card stud tournament, the 10K championship. I mean, I was shuddered to even think how much more money he picked off of this. Of course, won $239,515 or $518, and courtesy of Bluff Magazine. Quote said I came to the summer with high expectations. Obviously, decided to bet a lot on myself. I worked on my game a lot in the last year, and obviously that has paid off in a big way. So, we're looking forward to, I'd love to, I'm sure Brian's not going to tell how much he won, but obviously couldn't have been a not specific amount. Scott Davies is over here. Scott, how are you? Hey, you want to come over and say hi real quick? Let's get Scott Davies on the show. The King of Australia, among other things.
Thanks.
Throw it on this. Scott, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. A little under fire today, but doing okay. So, so what's going on with you, my friend?
Oh, not too much. I was actually coming by to see if I smelled anything coming from the bathroom.
Yeah.
I saw your Twitter feed yesterday.
There we go. It's been a clean break so far today. Clean break.
Yeah.
I guess everybody's scared of me. I don't know. But how's the poker going? That's the important part.
Poker's pretty good. I have about 11.3K at first break, and haven't shown down a hand yet, so that's pretty
Wow,
fun.
that's
yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, so it's been pretty fun.
Scott, you're one of the best stories out there. Of course, you started off as a low-level grinder like everybody does, and then all of a sudden just got on this incredible tear, of course, winning the main event in Australia. What has this been like for you leading into this World Series with all this great stuff happening?
Yeah, I mean, it's just been really crazy. Like you said, I lived out here in Vegas for years. I grinded 1-2 for a couple of years, moved up to 2-5, and been out in Canada playing online, and then all of a sudden things just took off. I don't know if I've been playing better, or maybe I've been running better, or maybe it's a combination of both, but it's been a total whirlwind. I was just a longtime Vegas grinder, and now here I am going to Australia, going to Macau, going to Europe. It's been amazing.
You have been all over the place. I wanted to mention, the Macau trip. I always see stuff from Macau from you.
I love it out there.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, because not many players get that opportunity to play it.
Yeah, well, I'm living out in Vancouver now, and actually there's like 3 or 4 direct flights to Hong Kong a day, so it's actually a pretty easy trip for me to make. I can fly direct right over there, and I just absolutely love it out there. I think it's a really cool place. Poker is still really developing, so while players here, a lot of these guys have been playing for years, when you go out to Macau, you're playing against guys who are literally trying poker for the very first time. Mm-hmm. And these guys have money, so they don't want to play, $50, $100 tournament. They just want to jump right in and play a 12K turbo,
Yeah. So what's that like playing those high stakes now after, because it's really with the meteoric rise, it's got to be something to be in those games now.
Yeah, it's really amazing, and just, to think about the amount of money that we're playing for, but it's, the atmosphere is really casual. Like one thing I really like there is slow rolling is part of the culture.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So, a guy will be in the tank for 3 minutes, and, you're sitting there with the third nuts just thinking please call. And then he gives you this wry smile before he turns over his hand, and you're like, oh my God, wow. I just got slow rolled again. I keep falling for this every time. And, nobody gets mad about it. They just think it's hilarious, and they just absolutely love it,
What's the biggest adjustment you've had to make with all this happening to you? Because so many players will get caught up in what's going on and struggle a little bit. But obviously you've been able to maintain so far. What have you done to keep yourself on that even keel?
I think one of the most important things is not to get a big head over it. Just because I won one tournament doesn't mean I'm going to come in and steamroll the next one and the next one. And you really have to keep playing your game. And I think poker's a super humbling game, because just because you've won a bracelet doesn't make you any more or less susceptible to being on the bad end of a cooler. And, just because, this person that I'm sitting across is playing their first ever tournament doesn't mean that they're not capable of flopping a set on me or making a move on me or whatever. So it's really important to remain humble and, let the game come to you and not force the issue and not try to do anything too fancy, and just stick to what's gotten you there, I think.
How important is it to have the support of your wife and have somebody like that in your life? Because a lot of players, I think when they have the success, it's happened to them very young, so they're not as far into their lives and maturity as maybe they'd like to be. Obviously you're in a little better position with something like that. So, how supportive has your family been, and what has that meant to you?
Yeah, it's actually been huge. Having my wife really keeps me grounded and, gives me something to come home to. I love being out on the road. I love to travel, but after a month or two on the road, I genuinely look forward to coming home and just being home with my wife and getting away from poker, because I think some people get so immersed in the poker world. And, when I go up to Vancouver, it's kind of just, it's our husband and wife time. I play online at night or maybe while she's working or whatever, but I think it's really important to stay grounded and have sort of a separation and somewhat of a life balance, because poker is obviously a major part of my life, but I don't think I'd ever want to get to a point where it's the only thing in my life. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So what else do you do on the side? What do you do for fun when you have a chance?
Actually, one of my favorite things to do is in Vancouver. We live right downtown. I don't know if you've heard of Stanley Park. It's
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, for people who don't know, it's almost like the Central Park of Vancouver. It's this huge, one of the most beautiful places in the world, and we have a condo right on the edge of Stanley Park, so we ride bikes around the park and take a walk along the seawall, and It's just a beautiful place. It's actually my favorite thing to do is just go for a nice long walk in the park over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So, how many events are you playing this series? What do you have coming up here after you win this one, of course?
I'm probably going to end up playing somewhere around 15 to 18 total. I'm actually going home next week. I'm going to stay through the 3K No Limit event, and then if and when I get knocked out of it, I'm going to head back home to Vancouver for a couple weeks and just get a nice break. I've been traveling since EPT Monte Carlo, so I've been nonstop.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I did EPT Monte Carlo, then WPT Amsterdam, APPT Macau, then straight to here. So I'm not feeling burnt out whatsoever, but I don't want to hit that point either because, there's still a lot of poker to be played, and the main event is easily the most important tournament of the world. So I'm thinking go back home for a couple of weeks, get back in the lab, do some studying, and watch some of these final table live streams at home, play a little online, and then come back in a good mindset, ready to crush the main.
Well, I hope you just keep a good mindset today and keep it rolling. So.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, I wish you all the best, Scott. Thanks for stopping in. I see you guys are heading back in. So.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me, Mark.
Thanks for stopping over. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good to see you.
You too. Scott Davies, everybody. One of our unbelievable story. Just came out of nowhere, won the Australia main event, and has kept it rolling ever since. Just playing some great poker and traveling the world, kind of living the dream that everybody wants, and and one of the nice, well-grounded guys too. And I got to tell you, having somebody in your life, that's pretty important. Well, keep yourself in a good place. So there you go. Scott Davies joining us. All right, and with that, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to step back and take a little break. And we come back, we got a very interesting story developing with the GPI and Alex Dreyfus, and a couple of players wondering what's going on as they're trying to find their way into the main event. A little bit of controversy there. First one we've really heard from Alex Dreyfus, so we're going to talk about that story in just a little bit. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show, live from the World Series of Poker.
There's nothing better than sitting down to play poker with good friends and cutting loose. And that's what you're going to find when you tune in to Poker Night in America. Poker Night in America is revolutionizing televised poker in a big way, with all the action you love and the hilarious fun you've been missing. Come take a seat at the table with all your favorite players, old and new, with Poker Night in America. Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And don't forget to visit the show online at PokerNight.com. So pull up a chair and join us Mondays on Poker Night in America.
Hi everyone, Mark here. If you're a poker player like me and looking for something different and exciting to play, you should give Open Face Chinese Poker a shot. It has just the right mix of skill, luck, plus a huge dose of the fun factor we're all looking for. There's a reason Open Face Chinese Poker has everyone from the recreational player to the top pros hooked on its thrills, action, and unique social interactions you won't find in Hold'em. An incredible game like this has got to be worth checking out. And it's easy to learn, especially by using the ABC Chinese Poker app. Download the ABC Chinese Poker app on iTunes today and find out what everyone's talking about. And if you have questions about the game, tweet at ABC Chinese Poker and they'll be glad to help you along. So join the Open Face Chinese Poker community today with the ABC Chinese Poker app, and we'll see you at the tables.
Only a donkey would call my pre-flop bet with a deuce tray.
Hey, deuce tray is my lucky hand, and besides, they were suited. Man, I played that hand great.
That was a real share my pair hand.
Share My Pair, the best way to share your poker stories with friends, for free. Available from the iTunes App Store and Google Play. Download the app now.
PokerShop.com is your one-stop shop for all your poker and game room needs. PokerShop.com has you covered with an incredible variety of poker chips and supplies, top-quality playing cards, plus gaming tables and room accessories, just like you'd find in your favorite casino. And if you're looking to spruce up your man cave, we offer a wide selection of decor options, from lighting to mirrors and portable bars to bub stools, to make your game room the one all your friends and family will be talking about. So for everything you need to make your game night a great night, go to www.pokershop.com and receive 10% off your purchase with the code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You supply your friends. We supply everything else. Live it. Love it. PokerShop.com.
Most poker websites drop you into a sea of videos and it's choose your own adventure time. You'll learn a lot of great moves from pros, but they don't teach you how they fit into your game. Isn't there a better way to learn tournament poker? We think so, and that's exactly what you'll get at thepokeracademy.com. It's a completely different kind of training site. We teach you how all the tactics of tournament play fit together into a comprehensive strategy topped by a 2-time WSOP bracelet winner. Use the link thepokeracademy.com/mark to get a free 166-page course guide when you sign up. That's thepokeracademy.com/mark.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back live here at the World Series of Poker. Having a good old time. That's right. Even on bad days, it's still a little bit of fun down here. And of course, Millionaire Maker, the Monster Stack season still going on, and a couple of the great tournaments being played. Of course, it was a big bracelet day yesterday. A lot of guys picking up gold. And speaking of which, I'm not sure who's in there right now. I'm a little off to the side, but we do have a bracelet ceremony going on in here at the World Series of Poker. So, some people get their moment in the sun. Congratulations to everybody that's pulled down bracelets over the last couple of days. And, as a matter of fact, while we got a little bit of time, how about we take a look at those guys? We've had a lot of events go off, and I haven't really done a review of these on the show, so how about we hit those up real quick. Event number 1, the $565 Casino Employees No Limit Hold'em Tournament goes to Brandon Barnett out of Corona, California, knocks off Greg Seiden and Zachary Seufert to win event number 1. Barnett wins $75,704 for his wins. Congratulations to him on his event 1 victory. In event number 2, the $5,000 No Limit Hold'em Tournament, Michael Wang out of Livingston, New Jersey, a long-time well-recognized pro out in that part of the country, brings it home and wins $466,120. Came from behind to beat Bryn Kenny on that one. Also, Artur Corin in 3rd, Greg Merson in 4th, Jason Wheeler in 5th, Amir Lovat in 6th, Joey Banks 7th, Longwin in 8th, Byron Caverman rounding out the top 9 in event number 2. Event number 3, the $1,500 Omaha High-Low 8 or better goes to Robert Mizrachi. Mizrachi joining the 3 Bracelet Club. Not too many players have reached that height, and Mizrachi joins them as he wins $251,022 for his win over Jacob Dahl, who finishes 2nd out of Portland, Oregon, followed by Don Zewin, Ryan Himes, Dominic Kuzi, James Jovanicek, Win Tran, Bruce Levitt, and Thomas Taylor in event number 3. Take it over to event number 4. That is the $3,000 No Limit Hold'em Shootout. That goes to Nick Petrangelo, who knocks off Jason Less, who's been having a pretty good World Series. Petrangelo winning $201,812, beating out 308 players in that one. Followed by David Peters out of Toledo, Ohio. There's a few David Peters flying around. Jeffrey Griffiths, Derek Bowers, Andres Heuvel, James Woods, Brian Lemke, and Leo Volpert. Lonnie Harwood finishing 10th in that one, too. So pretty good field there for the $3,000 No Limit Hold'em Shootout, event number 4. Event number 5, the Colossus, and of course it's setting so many records in this thing. 22,374 entries in this tournament, and the winner goes to Cord Garcia of Houston, Texas. Cord wins one of the big shocks of the World Series so far. I hate to say only $638,880. Knocks off Bradley McFarland, Ray Henson, Paul Wentz, Kenny Hallert, finishing 5th in that one. And also Aditya Prezetio, Gary Sims, David Farber, and Anthony Blanda. In event number 5, the $565 buy-in Colossus Tournament. Hyper Hold'em, event number 6, $1,000 buy-in on that one. 1,436 entries, and John Redding takes that one down as he knocks off Mark McDonald. Redding wins $252,068 for his victory. So the Minnesotan brings that one home. Harrison Beach in 3rd, Alexander Goffman in 4th, Matt Woodward in 5th, Robert Sewer in 6th, Kenneth Johnson 7th, Ryan Julius 8th, and Wayne Boyd finishing in 9th in the $10,000 Hyper Hold'em event. Event number 7, that is the $10,000 limit Deuce 7 triple draw low ball championship, and Tuan Lee does almost the unthinkable and defends his championship in this one. Wins $322,756, one of the big stories of the World Series so far. Max Casal finishing in 2nd, followed by Ismail Bojang, Phil Galfond, James Opes, Rep Porter, Calvin Anderson, Bruno Fatuzzi, Greg Mueller, Vyacheslav Zhukov finishing in 10th on that one. We'll go to event number 8. That is the $1,500 pot limit Hold'em tournament. And Paul Michaelis out of Vienna, Austria, brings one home for the Austrians, wins $189,818 as he knocks off Tom Marchese. Jesse Cohen, David Elridge in 4th, Hillary Kirby in 5th, Mikhail Libgorin in 6th. Boy, they look some great names of this one. Kevin Andrea Fahema out of Chicago, finishing 7th. Georgios Sotriopoulos finishing in 8th. William Mitchell in 9th, and Steve Wendroff in 10th place in that tournament. And let's go schedule. Come on, here we go. All right. Event number 9, the $1,500 Raz tournament. Max Pescatore claims another World Series poker bracelet. The Italian winning that one, taking home $155,947 as he knocks off Ryan Miller, followed by Chris George, Matt Smith, Elia Leswer, Randy Koss, Robin Lee, Matthew Mendez, Cindy Violet, and Sergio Braga, your top 10 in event number 9. Event number 10, the $10,000 Heads Up No Limit Hold'em Championship, won by Keith Lair, who manages to knock off Paul Volpe. Lair winning the Heads Up title and $334,430. Volpe finishing 2nd for $206,620, followed by D. Tiller, Matthew Cooper, Valeria Coca, who, of course, is under investigation for cheating allegations in this tournament. And by the way, still no news on that. The preliminary investigations from the World Series did not find anything on the cards, so obviously still a long process to go through to see if these cheating allegations are legitimate or not. Coca, very controversial figure, but still nothing new coming out of there on the Coca story. J.C. Tran also knocked off in the quarterfinal round along with Tim Adams and Isidro Cifuentes in event number 10. That was $10,000 Heads Up No Limit Hold'em tournament. Event number 11, $1,500 limit Hold'em tournament, won by William Kakan out of Miami, Florida. He scores $196,055. Knocks off Daniel Needleman, Heads Up in that one, followed by Mike Lancaster, Brian Pimlott, Shannon Shore finishing 5th on that, Kevin Song in 6th, Brandon Cantu finishing in 7th, Hector Contreras in 8th, Alexander Kostritsian 9th, and Jay Helfert finishing in 10th place in event number 11, the $1,500 limit Hold'em tournament. In event 12, the $1,500 no limit Hold'em 6-handed tournament. Idan Raviv brings another bracelet home for Israel as he wins that one, knocking off Aaron Lightbourne, out of London. So no American finished. Yeah, and they had a Brazilian in third there too, in Manuel Filo. So first event, top three non-Americans. Marcus Gonsalves finishing in fourth, Craig McCorkle in fifth, Mike Watson in sixth, Daniel Maurer in seventh, Brett Radin in eighth, Alessio Isaiah in ninth, and Keith Morrow in 10th place. In event number 12, the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em Tournament. Event number 13, the $2,500 Omaha 7-card stud high-low 8 or better. Ooh. Zoiks. I can't go running through the line that's getting moved there. That's kind of scary. Konstantin Maslak out of Volgograd, Russia, finishing in first, winning $269,612. 474 entries in that one. Hani Awad finishing in second. Benjamin Dobson in third. Vyacheslav Zukov in fourth. Tuanvo in fifth. Brandon Pastor in sixth. Craig Birchby in seventh. Jose Paz Gutierrez in eighth. Glenn Engelbert in ninth, and Eric Buckman finishing in 10th place in the $2,500 Omaha 7-card stud high-low 8 or better. And event number 14, the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em Shootout Tournament. Barry Hutter out of Hollywood, Florida. Of course, it's seen there at Seminole Hard Rock, where we'll be in a couple of months. Takes that one down, beats Ben Zamani, who, of course, we're going to talk about a little bit later. Another, two of the top finishes for him and for anybody in the series. Hutter getting the win, though, over Zamani finishing second. Dennis Phillips finishing third. Katie Cow finishing in fourth, followed by Elizabeth Montazanti. So two ladies going 4-5 in that one. Orson Young in sixth, Anton Smirnov in seventh, Daniel Strelitz in eighth, Grayson Ramage in ninth, and Randy Pfeiffer in 10th place. In event number 14, the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em Shootout. Event number 16, that is the course of the Millionaire Maker $1,500 No Limit Hold'em Tournament. Goes to Adrian Buckley, the part-time player out of Colorado. Wins $1,277,193 as he beats Javier Zarco heads up, followed by Olivier Bousquet. A lot of people kind of surprised Olivier didn't pull that one out, but hey, that's poker. He finishes third. Randy Pfeiffer in fourth. Mohamed Siddiqui, Shetty, as we all know him, finishing in fifth. David Miskowski finishing in sixth place, followed by Eric Lindgren, Justin Pecci, Mike Sexton, and Arthur Morris. Your top 10 in the Millionaire Maker. So pretty wild final table in that one. We go to event number 17, the $10,000 Raz Championship. And, of course, big story there, Phil Hellmuth winning bracelet number 14 as he knocks off Mike Gorodinsky. Heads up in that one. Phil just done a great job on that final table. Would start off down low and managed to find his way to another title. Adam Owen finishing third, Mike Lee in fourth, Thomas Keller in fifth, Jiri Mary Verta finishing in sixth, Stephen Chidwick in seventh, Brandon Shaq Harris in eighth, Sean Deeb in ninth, and Eric Wasserson rounding out your top 10. By the way, Eric Seidel finishing 11th in that one. We go to event number 18. That is the $1,000 Turbo No Limit Hold'em. And that goes to John Gale, so the popular Brit winning that one. Picks up $298,290. Beats out Gary Luther, Matthew Vessier, Andrew Lee, Stuart Rudder, Nitesh Rautani, Mark Darner, Sean Rice, Tim Finn, and Gregory Colo. Your top 10 in event number 18, the $1,000 Turbo No Limit Hold'em Tournament. Event number 19, $3,000 Limit Hold'em 6-handed event. Won by Matthew Ellsby. Ellsby out of Chandler, Arizona. Takes home that title, wins $230,799. Beats out Gabriel Nassif, Dave Tobin, Joseph Thomas, Alexander Kuzmin, Harun Sapmaz. Brian Hastings came close to winning a bracelet early on in that one, but he got it done later, finishes seventh. Kevin Stamen led that final table, ends up finishing eighth, and William Kakan finishing in ninth, so another deep run for him. Matthew Broussard finishing in 10th place. Event number 20, that was the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em Tournament. And that goes to Benjamin Zavani as He picked off a bluff for Natasha Barber, heads up, ends up winning the tournament. $460,640 for Zamani. Natasha Barber does finish second for $284. Paul Ephraimson in third, Kevin McPhee in fourth, followed by Wei Long Jin, Garrett Beckman, Jared Greiner, Oluwashola Akindele finishing in eighth, Kevin Benoit in ninth, and Kaufman Tali round out your top 10 in event number 20, the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em tournament. Event number 21, the $10,000 Omaha High-Low 8 or Better Championship goes to Daniel Eli. Eli winning his 5th World Series of Poker bracelet. Incredibly impressive feat as he knocks off Kyle Miyaso to win $391,097. Jeffrey Rowan finishing third, Scott Clements in fourth, Ken Aldrich in fifth, Anthony Zeno in sixth, Mike Waddle in seventh, Tobias Hassan in eighth, Jeremy Osmus in ninth, and the Prince of Darkness, that's right, he's legit, finishes in 10th in event number 21, the $10,000 Omaha High-Low 8 or Better Championship. Event number 22, the $1,000 No Limit Hold'em goes to Sam Greenwood. Canada finally gets one of those bracelets after that massive year 2 years ago, finally stepping up a little bit there. $318,977 for him, followed by Cole Jackson, Ken Weinstein, James Dorrance, John Myung, Sean Rice, Aaron Bellardo, Robert Sue, and let's see, Jay Draglin and Janae Edgington rounding out your top 10 in event number 22, the $1,000 No Limit Hold'em tournament. Event number 23, the $1,500 No Limit Hold'em Deuce to 7 draw low ball event goes to Christian Pham. Pham actually entered the wrong, thought he was entering a limit tournament and ends up entering a no limit Deuce 7 draw low ball and wins the bracelet. Well, there's always a story like that every year, and Christian Pham turns out to be that one this time around. So he beats off Daniel Ospina in second, Matthew Smith in third, Andre Zhigalov in fourth, Huck Seed finishing fifth, Alexander Denisov in sixth, Mike Leah seventh, David Matthews eighth, Robert Mizrahi ninth, and Jort Van Hoof finishing in 10th. So a pretty good final table for that $1,500 No Limit Deuce 7 low ball tournament. Pham winning $81,314 in that one. Event number 24, the $1,500 horse tournament. And that one goes to Arash Ghanaian out of Henderson, winning $239,750. Beats out Robert Campbell, David Levy, Ronald Schiffman, Michael Tribbett, Sir Watson, Jonathan Pineda, Jeffrey Mitzef, Mike Waddle, and Jason Galoa to win that World Series of Poker bracelet. Of course, we hit some of the other ones there a little while ago. And just looking to see if we can get the POY standings up here, because we're kind of leading in. That's how it goes. Let's tell you what we'll do is we'll just go over to GPI real quick and pull that up for you. And we'll pull up as soon as we get them up here, we'll get the GPI Player of the Year rankings for you. And Paul Volpe is still leading the way with that 1,258.56 points for those two runner-up finishes. But Brian Hastings has now closed the gap. Volpe had over a 300-plus point lead, and that has now been closed down by Hastings to 1,013.57 points. So Hastings now in second and looking for possibly winning Player of the Year, too. And he's been having a good series. You look at Hastings' cashes here. He's had 4 already. Of course, winning yesterday the 10K 7-card stud. Finished 7th in the event number 19. Finished 104th in event 12. And event 2 finishing 29th there. So some good runs by Brian Hastings. And he's going to have to find one or two more to put himself in a good position for this Player of the Year race to try and track down Paul Volpe. Sean Deeb in third right now at 965.65. Ismail Bojang, 938.33. Gray Merson is in fifth, followed by Olivier Bousquet, Mike Gordinsky, Ronald Lee, Barry Hutter, Mark Radoja. Your top 10 so far here as we are, we're getting through the schedule here. Trying. And of course, just looking down with some of the events remaining, of course, we're getting to just about to the halfway point of the series. Coming up, we've got the Monday. We got 6-handed no limit hold'em, deuce 7 triple draw low ball event. That one's a $1,500 buy-in. Tuesday, split format no limit hold'em and a horse tournament for $3,000 buy-in on that. Wednesday, pot limit Omaha 6-handed no limit hold'em championship, and Thursday's no limit hold'em plus the 10-game mixed 6-handed tournament, and then Friday the seniors kicks off along with the 10K 7-card stud. So seniors weekend coming up here in just a few days, as they will be taking the stage here at the World Series of Poker. Now, of course, we did have some controversy surrounding GPI and Alex Dreyfus, and we're going to talk about that when we come back from the break. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
I'm here with two-time WSOP bracelet winner Rep Porter. Rep, you just launched a new poker training site, thepokeracademy.com. What's one tip you can give to players that will immediately improve their game?
One mistake I see a lot of newer tournament players make is they vary their bet size depending on their hand strength. Some players, when they have a big hand, bet big, and when they have a small hand, bet small. Other players bet smaller when they want you to call them and bet bigger when they want you to fold. These type of betting pattern tells are very easy to pick up on if you're sitting at the table with the same player for a long time. It's really important in tournament play to keep your bet sizing consistent so that your opponents aren't able to discern what kind of hand you have by the amount that you're betting.
That's a great tip for you from Rep Porter at thepokeracademy.com. It's a completely different kind of training site. Thepokeracademy.com offers a no-limit tournament course that gives you a comprehensive strategy from the beginning through all the stages of tournament play. Use the link thepokeracademy.com/mark to get a free 166-page course guide when you buy the course. That's thepokeracademy.com/mark.
There's nothing better than sitting down to play poker with good friends and cutting loose. And that's what you're going to find when you tune in to Poker Night in America. Poker Night in America is revolutionizing televised poker in a big way. With all the action you love and the hilarious fun you've been missing. Come take a seat at the table with all your favorite players, old and new, with Poker Night in America. Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And don't forget to visit the show online at PokerNight.com. So pull up a chair and join us Mondays on Poker Night in America.
Only a donkey would call my pre-flop bet with a deuce tray.
Hey, deuce tray is my lucky hand, and besides, they were suited. Man, I played that hand great.
That was a real share my pair hand.
Share My Pair, the best way to share your poker stories with friends, for free. Available from the iTunes App Store and Google Play. Download the app now.
PokerShop.com is your one-stop shop for all your poker and game room needs. PokerShop.com has you covered with an incredible variety of poker chips and supplies, top-quality playing cards, plus gaming tables and room accessories, just like you'd find in your favorite casino. And if you're looking to spruce up your man cave, we offer a wide selection of decor options, from lighting to mirrors, and portable bars to bub stools, to make your game room the one all your friends and family will be talking about. So for everything you need to make your game night a great night, go to www.pokershop.com and receive 10% off your purchase with the code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You supply your friends, we supply everything else. Live it, love it. Pokershop.com.
Hi everyone, Mark here. If you're a poker player like me and looking for something different and exciting to play, you should give open-faced Chinese poker a shot. It has just the right mix of skill, luck, plus a huge dose of the fun factor we're all looking for. There's a reason open-faced Chinese poker has everyone from the recreational player to the top pros hooked on its thrills, action, and unique social interactions you won't find in Hold'em. An incredible game like this has got to be worth checking out. And it's easy to learn, especially by using the ABC Chinese Poker app. Download the ABC Chinese Poker app on iTunes today and find out what everyone's talking about. And if you have questions about the game, tweet at ABC Chinese Poker and they'll be glad to help you along. So join the open-faced Chinese poker community today with the ABC Chinese Poker app, and we'll see you at the tables.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back live here from the World Series of Poker on the Mark Hoke Show. Of course, doing internet shows on markhokeshow.com. And you can catch us on KSHP, 1400 AM in Las Vegas. Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And of course, you're not in Las Vegas, you can catch us at KSHP.com. Podcasts are up at markhokeshow.podbean.com as well. A lot of great shows, a lot of interesting topics. Some controversial. But hey, what are you going to do? That's how things crumble sometimes. Let's take a look at, now let's get into the story with GPI and Aaron Massey. And this is certainly catching some people's attention. And apparently what has gone on is players were promised main event seats from the Challengers Cup, or the Challenger Cup on GPI, where they rate some of the lower buy-in guys and keep track of that. And Aaron Massey has brought up that GPI has not taken care of their end of the deal on giving these main event seats. Don't want to go through the whole blog on bigcockpoker.com. If you want to look at it, it's bigcockpoker.com /P=408 is your link. But he had gotten a message from Erwan Pachu, who let him know about the GPI Challenger competition, and found out that 3 players from different areas of the world were supposed to be awarded main event seats from GPI. And he had asked Massey if Massey had gotten any contact from GPI, and he did not. And then after a round of emails and text messages, apparently still GPI has not given these guys their seats, and they're pretty upset about it. Like I said, there's a lot of information to go through on that in that blog, but some changes on the website and everything else. There's a whole lot of information on it, but we're gonna try and follow that story a little bit more. I'm sure GPI is gonna have something to say about it at some point. But right now, if you want to read all the information on that, but it's pretty in depth. I mean, Aaron kept good records, and has certainly put up screenshots and all sorts of different quotes from emails and letters. So if you want to read the story, you can check it out once again at bigcockpoker.com. All right, and let's see where else we are right now. Let's tell you what. Let's get to. I want to make sure we do a little bit of business before we wrap the show up today. We of course have a lot of great sponsors backing the show, and we'll make sure that we take a couple minutes to recognize what they do for us. We certainly do appreciate it. So let's go to that on the screen. Sorry about that. Ta-da! There we go. All right. And of course, the Mark Hoke Show. Coming to you live every day, just about from the World Series. I'm going to be taking Monday or Tuesday off. Trying to take a little bit of a breather. But we do appreciate everybody tuning into the show here daily from the World Series of Poker. Of course, we are sponsored by PokerAcademy.com. Make sure you check out Rhett Porter's new great website that just finds a way to take you through the entire tournament process, help your game, make sure that you're doing the right things at the right stages of a tournament, as opposed to just kind of bouncing video to video. It's a real serious coursework. So make sure you check it out, thepokeracademy.com, and you go to pokeracademy.com/Mark for a free course guide. ABC Chinese Poker, of course, that great Chinese poker app. Everybody loves it. You will too. Download it for your iPhone or iPad today. ABC Chinese Poker, and look it up online as well at abcchinesepoker.com. Our good friends at BlueRail.net, Bob Lust, the website provider, and does an amazing job. He's been working with us for so long, and we do appreciate all of his efforts. Make sure you go to BlueRail.net, and you can get e-commerce, business, personal, whatever you need at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? And our good friends at the PPC Poker Tour, we got a couple events coming up. We'll have representatives doing live reporting at Tampa Bay Downs, and of course at Naples Fort Myers as well. Go to ppcpokertour.com. Win your way to Aruba. Of course, all sorts of other great cash along the way too for some terrific tournaments at ppcpokertour.com. Pokershop.com. 10% off with the code HOKE for all your poker supplies, cards, chips, tables, signage, bars, whatever you need. They've got it at pokershop.com. Once again, it's 10% off with the code HOKE. So make sure you visit them today. We'd certainly appreciate it. Of course, our good friends at the Nevada Poker League, 20 locations. It was 21, but maybe we'll tell that story too. About people not behaving in the parking lot. NevadaPokerLeague.com. Free poker, cash prizes, all sorts of great stuff you can win, and some great camaraderie too, all over Las Vegas. So make sure you check it out at NevadaPokerLeague.com. Share My Pair just ran into Steve Miller today, who's running the show there for him. Man, I'll tell the story a million times. Tell it once. Share My Pair. Play it. Post it. Share it. Download that for your mobile phone today. And tell everybody what's going on in these big hands all in one shot. Share My Pair. The Grindettes, of course, great ladies team. Jen Shahade, Katie Stone, Katie Dozier, Jamie Kerstetter. All the best. That's all I can say. Visit their website at grindettes.com, Facebook, The Grindettes, and Grindettes on Twitter. Good friends at Poker Night in America, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Monday nights on CBS Sports Network for the best in poker broadcasting. You're going to love it, guaranteed. Just finished up in Philadelphia a little while ago, some of the great stops coming up, and some terrific episodes, so make sure you check it out at Poker Night in America and online at pokernight.com. And, of course, once again, we're on KSHP 1400 and in Las Vegas, KSHP.com. You can follow the show, as many people have, good, bad, on Twitter, at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. We'd love to have you be a part of our show. We certainly do appreciate all of you that tune in and listen to our podcasts on markhokeshow.podbean.com. All right, so there you go. Let's see what else we have going on here yet. Let's see. I'm just checking things out here. And of course, we made a tweet yesterday, and I'm going to, and I really hit it hard yesterday on the show. So, if you want to go back and listen to my opinions on it, but I'm a little bit surprised at some of the reaction to this, certainly. But guys, you know what? Hey, just keep the stuff out of that. Keep stuff out of the building. I mean, it's, you can say what you want and, give your opinions. And I'm not trying to get anybody banned from the World Series, but I'm trying to get it out of the building because that's really bad for everybody. It's not smart smoking pot in the building, and people can sit there and say, "Oh, you weren't." I mean, I'm kind of laughing at the ones that say, "Oh, you didn't see it." It's like, come on, guys, not stupid. And I know it's created a controversy, and that's what. But maybe it's about time we all had that discussion in poker a little bit about what's going on with a lot of players using marijuana and other drugs. Adderall was a big discussion point a while ago. I'm sure that's still going on as well. it's one of the dark sides of poker. Nobody likes to talk about it, but it's kind of hard to avoid it when people are flaunting it out here at the World Series sometimes, and it's how it goes. And apparently some people are upset at me because I said what I said, but you know what? I stand by it. I'm going to stand by it. I mean, be respectful. Don't do it in the building. And if, we were having a lot of new players coming down here that, are seeing this, and maybe some new players were the ones that were doing it. I don't know. But, be smart about it, guys. And, if you're going to use it, don't use it in public. Pretty simple. So there you go. All right. And, I think we're all good for our show today. So I want to thank everybody for stopping in. Thanks for Scott Davies for joining us. Do appreciate it. We will see you next time here on the Mark Hoke Show. We may take either tomorrow or Tuesday off. We'll see what the schedule bears out at home. But I want to thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the show. Have a great afternoon.